This economy is brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I'm poor! I'm poor!
They planned it that way.
Oh, the economy's doing so much better. Trump's doing such a great job. I just spent $9 on a quart of heavy whipping cream.
Let's rock and roll, baby. Let's do it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy J2ASMS, and I'm back with another banger for y'all. Debt is cooking people up. I don't know why I decided to sing, because it's actually really sad. Let's do it like Tiny Tim. Debt is cooking people up. Thank you. The economy is absolutely frying and cooking people up. People can't afford to leave their hometowns and spend money to buy lunch and food. Rent prices are skyrocketing through the roof. The government's having a shutdown. Things are just falling apart at the seams. We're gonna be taking a look at... Oh my god, bro. I always do that. I literally just recorded my whole intro with the freaking thing on, bro. I'm not even gonna redo it. I'm leaving it. If you want to get better with personal finance and money and have a better understanding of how to avoid ending up like one of the people in this video, smash the subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Love y'all. Without further ado, let's get into our first clip.
Bro, the older generation really telling that it's okay to be broke, homeless, in debt in your 20s because you're just starting to write your story. I don't want to do nothing when I'm fucking broke. Why do y'all think we not having babies? I'm poor. I'm poor. I'm below the means of average. You want me to have a child? You want me to be socially active? You want me to go out to nightclubs with this? I'm struggling.
No. Okay, so first of all, I don't know personally any older generation that's telling people to be broke and homeless and struggling, but you should not be planning or going into certain situations that make life infinitely harder for you and someone else that you're responsible for if you can help it. The older generation is saying that it's okay to be in different situations where you're trying to get yourself together. You know, you're trying to find your career path, you're trying to be social, you're trying to save money. All those different things is okay, especially in your 20s. It's socially acceptable. As you start to get into your 30s, I think it's still acceptable as well to be trying to figure things out, but it just becomes a little bit less and less socially acceptable as you get older.
You're old. Multiple chins cause you're old.
I also don't think that you should be going to the nightclub popping bottles if you don't have money. You know what I'm saying? If you're struggling just to pay your rent, buy food, put gas in your car, pay your car bill, you should not be outside popping bottles in the club with you drinking a two-step.
Oh, the economy's doing so much better. Trump's doing such a great job. I just spent $9 on a quart of heavy whipping cream. 1 quart of heavy whipping cream. Oh, you can't afford to go out to eat? Well, just make it at home. Well, now it costs just as much to make it at home. What the f***? Am I supposed to use milk for my Alfredo? Do you know how... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. $9 for a quart of whipping cream. 10 if you count taxes. What the f***?
Bro, where is you going that heavy whipping cream of any kind costs $10, bro? Like, hold on. We need to go on the computer. Let's do some research. Let's really see what's going on. I don't shop that often, like, let's be real. I'm not in the kitchen chefing it up like Gordon Ramsay, flipping burgers like SpongeBob, you know what I'm saying? That's not me, that's never where I've been. But at the same time, I have been in the grocery store. I have been in multiple different grocery stores, and I've never seen any whipping cream or any of this other stuff to be $10. So unless this person is hip to something that I don't know, or they live somewhere that I'm just not used to being, where heavy whipping cream is in extreme demand and the price is jacked up, I think what they should do is they should try to shop at some different places, put a little bit more effort in so that they can hunt some deals down. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what place you go to, as I always say, guys, try to look around, find deals. It's not the olden days, right, where you can go into the newspaper and grab coupons, but the price of things do fluctuate and change depending on where you shop. Certain places that are based on convenience, where you can just go in and grab it, usually 2x as expensive as another place where you have to look for deals, buy in bulk. And we just did a little bit of research and we didn't see what they're seeing. I'm not saying that they're not telling the truth. I'm just saying that there are other alternative options so that they don't have to be in the situation that they are in this video.
Stop fucking lying.
Let's just talk for a second about how much our economy sucks. We're going to do some math real quick on something that's going to shock you that you don't even realize. So there's 168 hours in a week. Last week, I worked 6 days and 10 hours a day. That's 60 hours. And because the economy is so bad, I also DoorDashed for 30 hours last week on top of the 60 that I worked at my normal job. So now, out of the 168 hours you have in a week, between working and sleeping, you're at 146 hours. That's 22 hours for the whole week that you can use for your leisure. That's pi amount of hours. And you know what you could do with that pi amount of hours every day? Nothing, because you never have any effing money.
This guy 1000% has some other stuff going on. He said that he's working 10 hours at his regular job, and then on the side he's door dashing 30 hours a week. Let's say he's working regular 5-day work weeks, so you have to divide the 30 by 5. That gives you 6 if my math is correct. So what he's saying is that he's working 16 hours a day every day for his regular work week, and he's still not able to have enough money to survive and do basic fun activities on the side. There absolutely has to be some other things going on. Two things could be true. One, the job that he's working is just below minimum wage, and him working the supplemental DoorDash just gets him to a baseline where he's able to just survive, which I doubt. I suspect that the sneaky culprit in this situation is probably that he has a bunch of debt and different minimum monthly payments, student loan debt, other things, car payments that he has to put his money toward. It's sucking in all the money. It's like Kirby. It's like I'm working 16 hours a day, grinding, doing this side hustle, DoorDash, working at my regular job, and I still can't survive. Man, the economy sucks. The government sucks. Everything sucks.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
He put himself in a really tough situation where now he has to climb himself out of the hole. It seems like he's doing so much, which he actually is, but overall, he's really just trying to correct a position that he put himself in. It's not the economy. It's not all these different things. It's not prices. Prices are expensive and the economy is tough, but if he were to work them 16-hour days without all the other stuff that was going on, he would be flourishing, bro. He'll be on the moon. He'll be able to go on trips. He'll be able to pay all his bills on time. Like, he would be living a perfectly normal life.
SpongeBob,
Hi, how are you?
what's the meaning of this?
I took your advice. From now on, I'm normal.
You have to look at things for the reality of what's actually happening and not base it based off of how you feel on emotion. And you also have to then take that realization and do something with it. Work in a way that's smart and strategic to actually get you out of the tough situation that you're in.
I can never figure out how in the hell people can afford nice trucks. I'm talking about lifted, everything, all the bells and whistles, okay? A nice boat, okay? And jet skis. How the fuck in this economy are you affording all of that? Plus vehicles. And then you got other cars that, you know, your wife drives, whatever. And then you live in a nice house. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? If y'all are slinging drugs, just fucking say it and let a girl in, okay?
There's a ton of different ways that people afford stuff. First of all, with cars, there's a local mechanic that I have a hookup with. After people get in accidents, he buys the car off of the people, he fixes it up himself in his shop, and then he'll sell it to you. Usually the cars are low mileage because it's older people that are driving. He'll sell it to you for about $4 or $5 grand. It's super reliable, and the maintenance doesn't cost a lot because the cars are usually a little bit older. We're talking like 2014s, 2015s, and below. Is that the newest Lamborghini Aventador? Absolutely not.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
Is it something that's reliable that can get you around from place to place where you don't gotta go outside during the snowstorm and have your car hit the and then you're sitting there shivering and you don't know what to do and you gotta call your boss and call off of work because you can't get nowhere? You know what I'm saying? Different priorities. Reliableness of a depreciating asset that you're gonna lose money on anyways. If you just have it like that and you can buy a whole bunch of different stuff, then, you know, maybe you can get the boat and the super nice car that you don't really need and all this other stuff.
Damon! 60 G's, baby!
But it turns into a really nasty thing where people's mindsets get cooked. They look around and see all these people having these different things and they are not able to decipher who really is balling like that and who's just propping their life up on debt. What they do is they group it all in as the same. They think, dang, I'm here and I'm struggling. I don't really have none. I'm not living life. And all these people is up here going crazy doing their thing. And so what they do is they go in tons of debt, buying stuff, living above their means, and just getting caught in a cycle and a trap.
You triggered my trap card!
Once high interest rates on credit cards and all the other type of stuff that we talk about on this channel all the time starts pouring in, you're cooked.
You triggered my trap card!
This cost of living is really bringing out the ugly side of a lot of people. From what I've seen, I've just noticed this behavioral shift, especially in men. Emphasis on not all. Listen, not all. But just based on what I have seen with some. Chivalry has now got to the point that it is flatline dead. It does not exist anymore. It's like, you know, the best things in life are free, such as manners, decorum, and respect. But it seems like these tough times have now birthed this princess pandemonium. Back in the day, women could stand up and men would get up without no hesitation. Nowadays, men look in there like this. I get it, we're all miserable, myself included. But let's channel that energy to people who caused it, alright?
I'm gonna make a completely separate video about how the economy and different things are affecting dating dynamics in modern American society, but I do think that there's an interesting phenomenon going on where, because times are tough and so many different ways are available to spend money and live above your means, and then throw on top of that the amplification of social media pressuring you into spending more money and living above your means, a lot of young men that are in the dating age, they can't go to the clubs, they can't go to ball games, they can't go to all these different places where you're social after college. They're not spending any money on dates and on girls and all these different things that are super expensive because they don't have any money to spend on dates and girls and all these things that are super expensive.
Because I'm all out of money!
You have guys that are in their own head that kind of dub themselves or reject themselves immediately from pursuing women that they're interested in because they just think, oh, I'm not going to be able to afford to have her, or I'm not going to be able to afford to take her on a date or treat her nice.
She's all yours. She's way too expensive. Hey, Kareem, I can't afford both of them. I got her mother. No, take me with you. Take me with you.
So on one hand, you have the guys that lack confidence and they're kind of living in the reality of, I wouldn't be able to afford to have the company of this person if I wanted. On the other side of the coin, you have guys that are super focused on their jobs, their careers, their grinding. Like they're working 60, 70, 80 plus hours a week at their jobs, trying to get their life together. They don't want to put their hard-earned money towards going on a date with a girl that might ghost them or they'll never hear back from them. A lot of the resources are really limited, so they're not willing to be as open to traditional courtship.
What are you doing?
Go away.
Welcome to fucking Zimbabwe, you stupid little pimp. Get away from here.
We are living in an economy where things are really hard for people. People are just trying to navigate the day to day. The price of living is going up. Everything is just so crazy right now. On top of that, people are dealing with silent battles that they're fighting every day. Mental health issues, depression, all kinds of things that are beyond their control. But they're navigating it and they're figuring it out.
I like to throw these feel-good clips in there every now and then, right? This shorty right here, she's just saying how things are hard, things are very tough for people struggling, right? As we've seen in this video so far. But people are figuring it out. People are putting themselves in positions where they're able to climb out of tough debt holes and fight against the economy. But so can you. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe for your boy so that we can both continue this journey towards mental clarity and stability and financial freedom together today. I don't know why I said that like it was like an ad, like a TV commercial or something. You can still smash the like button and subscribe for me. Thank you.
They didn't forget to raise your wages. They planned it that way. Since the 1970s, worker productivity has skyrocketed. See, you've been doing more with less every year. Meanwhile, your paycheck barely budged. Where did all the extra money go? To CEOs, to stock buybacks, to corporate bonuses. They squeezed every drop of value out of your labor, but they didn't give you anything back. And now, they pretend to be shocked when people are struggling to survive. They ain't shocked. I tell you, that's a feature of the design. For you to struggle, because while you're struggling, you won't pay attention to what's really happening.
Capitalism is a system that exists where people are the cogs in the machine, right? If you got a 9-to-5, you work a regular job, you're a cog in a greater scale machine. The CEOs or the different people that start these companies, they're at the top. They are the ones that control all the things that go on underneath the business. They are the mastermind, right? You can think of them as in the Wizard of Oz. They're the man behind the curtain. They calling all the shots. Coach of the team.
Now, Terrell, run the road again! Damn it, it's cut!
Entry level, if you're fresh out of college or you're an intern, you're going to be doing a lot more work because you didn't have as big a stake in starting the company or affecting the company's operations on a day-to-day basis. So, you have less pressure on you, but you got to do a lot more of the grunt work. You're probably doing all the stuff that the people that are high up don't have time to do, don't want to do, etc. And that can be seen as unfair because you're doing way more work necessarily than a lot of other people, but all the bonuses and the benefits from the company go to the people that started the company or put up, 30 years into the company and work their way up to have more influence and control. That's just how capitalism works.
What kind of monster is responsible for this horror?
That's it, boys. Keep that gelatinous gold a-flowing.
Mr. Krabs, No.
Is it necessarily a completely fair system? No. Can you benefit from similar systems by starting your own business or starting your own things on the side separate from your 9 to 5 when you get free time? You absolutely can. I work a corporate 9 to 5, but here I am on YouTube trying to share with y'all some tips and tricks and different things that I learned about personal finance to help you get ahead, just like I'm trying to get ahead.
We do not care.
These companies don't owe you anything. You signed up to work for them. They're the ones that have all the stake, like I said, and the ones that started the company, took the risk, put the money in, or they're the ones that put their 30 years in, their 40 years, they climbed the corporate ladder and they grinded from the positions where you are right now, right? So it's up to you to take advantage of these systems, to take something out of it. They're not going to give you anything out of it. You got to take something out of it.
As I'm going through my For You page right now, I noticed a lot of people are talking about a recession, and I just want to know, like, where is your stand on it right now? Like, what are you doing? I noticed a lot of people saying they're like deleting Peacock, Hulu, Disney Plus. I see a lot of people saying they're doing like $7 like meal prep things. Like, out of curiosity, like what are you doing? Are you budgeting more? Are you trying to save? I notice people are like, I'm investing in gold. I'm saving a lot of cash. Even though I feel like for the average person, some of those are very hard. Like, some people are like, you know, invest in gold, invest in the stock market, but we can barely pay electricity. I just paid $518 on electricity. I don't have a lot of money to be throwing into a stock market.
People say that all the time. Oh, I don't have money to do this and this. Any amount that you can invest is better than nothing. If you invest 1 penny every single day, that's going to compound and leave you with more money than investing $0 into the stock market. So just get started with whatever you have. Of course, you got to get yourself out of debt before you start investing. But if you're just in a place where you're living paycheck to paycheck, take some of that money. I don't care if you got to dig through your couch or look around under the seats in your car. Take whatever money you can get and invest something into the stock market on a regular basis. I think you should do everything that she mentioned, right? If you have a ton of subscriptions that you never watch, you should probably cancel them. I also think you should meal prep. One of the quickest ways to burn up all the money you have is to constantly go out to eat.
What are you going to take away as your best memory from playing basketball at Boston College?
Going out to eat.
Not only is it unhealthy for you, but it's also super expensive. Just to go get a basic number meal at one of these places like McDonald's, Wendy's, it's going to run you like $15 to $20, which is absolutely insane. If there is a way that you can cook or get someone else that you know to cook, or maybe you guys alternate cooking, if you got a live-in partner or a sibling, parent, somebody.
Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya.
And it can be the most basic of meals, but if you cook at least like 3 times a week, that will save you a ton of money. And there you go. Now you have the money that you can start to take to put towards debt, or you can throw it towards the stock market. But she is right. For the average person, it is almost impossible to invest in the stock market and gold because they don't have no money.
Bro, I told my coworker I wanted to go to Miami and I'm here. Like, I'm already here. And they're like, oh, like, well, do you got Miami money? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Bro, I got this itty bitty salmon sandwich and orange juice for $24. I literally almost thought that they accidentally charged me like a higher price. Y'all, this is my first day out here. Like, what am I gonna do?
Why is Shorty going on vacation to Miami of all places, right? It sounds like she doesn't have Miami money as her friends are describing. She's going to a place that's known for being hyper expensive and overpriced. Miami's one of my favorite places to go as well. You just can't go to certain places if you know that you can't afford it. If you're struggling on minimum wage, you're not gonna pick up your whole family and go move to California. Rates in California are insane, and you're gonna pay $4,000 up the yin yang just to live in a closet. Certain things don't make sense. If you do decide to go to these different places, maybe you're not going to Found Blue and eating at, you know, the same restaurant that, I don't know, Drake goes to, you know what I'm saying? Like, ball on a budget.
How is it fair that people that do nothing, absolutely nothing all day, but sit on their ass, nothing, don't work, don't try to work, don't want to work, but still they can sit here, the ones that get food stamps, rental assistance, all these extra assistance, when you're not even putting in the effort? But then you got single mothers out here working 2-3 jobs and still can't afford all their bills and all their groceries and stuff, and they don't get no help, they don't get no assistance. Like, how is that fair that you actually got somebody out here trying to do better with their life, trying to take care of their kids, compared to somebody that don't even try to get a job? They just want to sit at home because you get all these benefits. Don't try to fight me, because y'all know it's true. And at the end of the day, like, the cost of living and stuff is crazy out here. Like, back in the day, you can get a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, $345.
Nowadays, they're asking you to pay $1,200 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. But then they don't want to up your pay at these jobs.
Queen, you can't look at it that way. Stop. You can't look around like that. The people, right, that she's describing that are taking advantage of all these government-funded programs, they're stuck in that trap.
You triggered my trap card!
They're not going to ever be able to be in a different situation if they're doing that. And you get to get the government assistance and you get to have these things, but you can never rise above that. You never have the potential or the opportunity to do better than that, because as soon as you do go get a job or work 2 jobs, 3 jobs like as she's describing, then you don't get the government assistance anymore. It's either stay in poverty and stay in those systems, or put in a ton of work, grind, and give yourself a chance to be in a better position. He's talking about how the jobs aren't paying, but then the apartments be like $2,400 for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It's like, maybe you can't get a 1-bedroom apartment right now. Maybe you just should go get a studio so that you can stack your bread. And then, once you're out of debt, or once you have a nice emergency fund stacked up, or once you have different means, once you have downsize a car, like once you do different things to put yourself in a better situation, then you can upgrade. But people is afraid to ball on a budget. Everybody want to jump to the top and do everything up here just like right out the gate, when it's like sometimes you got to scale that back, not look around at what other people have going on, just calm and get yourself together so that you can have whatever it is that you want, or whatever it is you want to do. I understand that people have different situations where they may have a couple kids or family, or maybe they don't have spousal support or partner, right? It complicates things and it makes it a little bit more difficult. But the fact of the matter is, you still want to end up in the place that we're talking about, right? Like, you still want to do better. Things are a little harder, and it's not necessarily fair, but you still got to do what you got to do to get the thing that you want to get. Can't make excuses. So it's not insensitive or tone deaf when myself and other people say certain stuff like this.
I really don't like that guy.
Like, I totally do get the full magnitude of the things that's going on, but it's like, you can't allow yourself to get caught in that negative mindset trap, or looking around at what other people have going, because that's going to distract you and prevent you from getting what you actually want.
You triggered my trap card!
I come to the realization that after living on the East Coast for a month, I'm going to have to get a part-time job. Y'all know Texas doesn't have any state income tax, and so I was able to save more money, do more things. But when I moved back here a month and a half ago, even though I'm making the same amount of money, I'm getting taxed more. And so I'm not able to put as much money away as I want to, and I'm not able to spend like I want to. I'm paying $2,450 for a 1-bedroom, which is a lot of money to me, y'all. That's a lot of money. And typically I'm used to, $1,700, $1,600. In Houston, I was paying $2,000, but in $2,000, that's a lot for Houston. And you get a lot of bang for your buck. That's like valet parking. I had to bar my lobby, the bells and the whistles. But up here on the East Coast, that's just a nice, decent apartment. And I like where I live, but this economy is trash. And so in order for me to pay off my debt, in order for me to live the way that I want to live, I'm going to have to get a second job. I can't just solely rely off my main income, and I'm gonna have to figure some ways to be creative to make more money. Maybe I need to start posting on TikTok more consistently. But y'all, this economy is horrendous, and I like to save money and put money into my savings, but I can't do that.
So this guy has the right mindset, right? He's fighting half the battle. He knows, I got to do something different, because the way I'm doing things, I just don't have enough bread. I can't save, I can't invest, I can't do anything. I'm just surviving, and barely at that. He's paying $2,450 for an apartment, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, which is expensive, right? I'm sure it's nice, but that's still on the higher end, especially on the East Coast where he's living. It's not going to get you the nice extravagant thing like in a Houston or somewhere down south like a Charlotte, like you mentioned. It's going to get you a modest, nice apartment. Nothing crazy, no bells and whistles. That's how the East Coast goes. I live in Boston. Love my state, love my city, but it's expensive.
We did it!
You can go about it the way he was talking about wanting to do it, which is go get a part-time job or some other way that he can make money and just bring in more income that can supplement the lifestyle he wants to have. Or go down from a 1-bedroom to maybe a studio, go live back at home, bring in a partner or a roommate, bring his expenses down so that he doesn't have to go do something different, like work an extra job, work harder. He can just work smarter by, as I said, lowering his expenses, so then he can then have the money to save, invest, and do all the different things that he wants to do. Also, we don't know on the side, if he has debt, then taking the extra money that he gets from doing either one to pay those down, so he's not paying extra money in interest, or if he has a super high car payment or student loans to make payments to, then the extra money either way will help him out. But kudos to this dude for thinking stuff through and knowing he has to make some type of sacrifice to get in a better situation.
I know that some people are out here struggling just to make it through the day, to buy groceries, and to put food on the table. It's real and the economy hasn't been so kind. And sometimes it feels like the weight of it all is just too much to bear. For some people, social media isn't just a place just to scroll and connect. It's become a lifeline to others. Even when it feels impossible, it takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes patience. It's definitely worth the fight, and no, you're not alone. So many are grinding behind the scenes and showing up daily, learning, creating, and building something that can change their lives for their family, their children, and for themselves.
It is worth the sacrifice. It is worth trying to find the different knowledge, which hopefully you found from watching my video today. If you just keep going, make the sacrifices, stick to it, guys, and continue to do the things that other people aren't willing to do, you will get yourself out of a tough situation. You will pay off your debts. You will be able to invest. You will be able to get that car you want. You will be able to do all the things that you want to do in relation to personal finance and money. And if you want to ensure that that happens, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below and drop a like for your boy. I hope you guys walk away from this video with something that was entertaining, motivational, educational, because that's really the purpose of making these videos, help you guys get more comfortable with personal finance and money and be more aware to the different things that are going on in society. YouTube thinks you'll like one of the videos popping up down below. Until next time, J2A SMS out of here. Peace.